they haven't been fully constituted. Minnesota hasn't all season long. That group has only played 5 minutes together, Dave, on the season. That's staggering when you think about it for Minnesota.
Teams are combined 0 of 7 from the field. Towns and Karl-Anthony Towns ends the insanity.
Get it to the big man.
Ojale out of the corner. That three won't drop. Towns with the rebound. Russell, the no-look to Edwards, and Ant able to get it to go. Timberwolves game 1 of a home back-to-back to finish off the regular season.
And the and one for Karl-Anthony Towns. Gets into the body of Cornette that time. On the rebound miss that time.
D'Lo for Towns. Oh, how about the English on that by Cat?
Beautiful give and go.
Tatum trying to find Fournier. Pritchard a deep three, and that drops. Well, in fact, you talk about 1,900 points. Pritchard became the first and only Pac-12 player as Tatum drills it.
Yeah, so undersized player, kind of a surprise when Danny Ainge took him. But I think Danny made some great decisions late in the first round as Towns gets another hoop inside.
I think you and I both agree that Anthony Edwards could lead this league in scoring multiple times in his career. Meantime, Tatum is starting to heat up. The time that they overlapped here in Minneapolis, and yet you have to give credit to Flip Saunders for bringing Kevin Garnett and giving KG a chance to be able to tutor a very young Karl-Anthony Towns. That was fun right there.
How about the pass by Ant, though? I was just talking about John Lucas, who was my veteran when John Lucas and, Lionel Hollins were my two veteran players that impacted my career. Having coached 8 years in the WNBA and competing against Timka Catchings, and she won her championship against the Lynx team as Peyton Pritchard knocks down the three, Dave. Tremendously gifted, hard-working player.
Woo, Anthony Edwards, the Celtics lost him, and he'll take the free bucket. Tatum stripped to the basketball and gets it back, puts it up and in.
The first 32 games of the season, because he was still trying to figure out what was going on in the league, those first 32. So pre-All-Star, post-All-Star, the numbers are legit.
Ooh, how about Peyton Pritchard?
Boston's been shooting the ball effectively. Minnesota finally gets on the board from outside the arc.
Grant Williams comes up with the basketball on the block of Okogie, and then the finish in transition by Romeo Langford. It had those two severe knee injuries. Now he's just fighting to try and stay in the league. And
dance on him, Nas. Dance on him.
The head fake and drive there. And Jim, there's the other rookie you were talking about. Neesmith comes up with the bucket.
Yeah, Neesmith is nice. Brad is a genius, and Danny Ainge is arguably a top 5 executive in the NBA. How many executives are better than Danny Ainge and what he's been able to do?
Whoa! D'Lo just slung it. Oh, that was unexpected.
That video was incredible. How good these guys were as high school players. It was, the video was probably 20 minutes long as Grant Williams gets the throwdown.
Cohesion here, only 31 points. They only scored 14 points in the final quarter against Denver the other night. And they turn it over here, and Chris Finch wants a timeout. Edwards for Towns. Cat in the paint, able to rattle it in. Of this opening half for the Celtics. Towns, meantime, gets 2 more back for Minnesota.
First brought into being, and that night was better known because it was Larry Bird's debut as well in the NBA. That's going back a long ways, Dave. We're talking about Steph Curry now. Steph Curry's making 200 threes a season, isn't he? That's what Steph Curry's doing now is ridiculous.
Has not found any footing here this afternoon against an undermanned Celtics team. And Boston now with its largest lead of the game, an 8-0 run. Fournier. Oh, how about that roll by Evan Fournier? Ancho and Okogie are the only two Timberwolves players to make a three here this afternoon. Towns gets 2 more paint points.
About a 56% clip, Dave, over those 6 games. So he kind of Started out a little bit rugged. Did not play that great when he first came with Boston from Orlando.
How'd Ricky get that to go?
No doubt.
Edwards only 5 points on 7 shot attempts in that first half. You know he can get hot in a hurry. Defers to Towns, and Towns able to get 2 more paint points. So another 20-10 game for Cat. It's his 27th 20-10 game this season. But Tatum gets the 2 right back. Tatum, Edwards was ready for it. Ahead to Rubio, back to Ant. And Edwards with the transition bucket. Tatum with the shot clock getting low. Timberwolves, they force a miss, but then they give up the offensive board. Yeah, some easy scoring opportunities would certainly help out the 38.5% field goal percentage. And that's an easy scoring opportunity. Exactly what you were calling for, Jim.
Exactly how Minnesota's done it.
Ojale. Ojale somehow still gets that to go. Timberwolves just 2 of 20. And Boston finally misses a 3. But right there for the putback dunk is Luke Cornett.
You don't want to play in that second game. They don't want to lose this 7-8 battle and then have to go and play another game.
Did not get into the to the actual postseason. 20-point game for him now.
Yeah, I mean he's been going at McDaniels. He's been going at Josh Okogie. His Ant finally gets one to go.
Yeah, that's the first 3 from a Wolves starter.
Yeah, the highest point totals in Celtic history.
Tatum adds another 23 in the game for him.
Before about all the great power forward matchups in the Western Conference, and none were better than the matchups that Ticket would have against the San Antonio Spurs. Is Nas.
That was a one-handed rebound and a one-handed putback.
It's like he was playing against little kids.
Can get this thing down to a reasonable margin going to the 4th. Reed turns it over.
Minnesota's bench has been. Think about the catalyst that Wolves' bench has been. D'Angelo Russell is no longer part of that. Think about what Danny's done. Danny hasn't really brought in some of the veteran guys to replace the veteran guys they lost from a couple of years ago.
Reed with a big block. Celtics though come back up with the basketball again.
They just never have been able to recover from the Jaylen Brown. And of course, Kemba Walker's been hurt a lot too. They've had a lot of injuries, and there's no doubt about that.
A cervical issue as well as the knee issue that has bothered him all season. Naz Reid going to work. Naz comes up with it again, padding the rebound stats, and then able to add to the scoring column as well.
Doing his best, Moses Malone, someone that has been a catalyst for Minnesota, has not played much. Wow, really well done there. Again, Cornett's a smart player. And how when they set a screen, they don't miss. They get a body on somebody and they make the screen effective. That's how they've been scoring so easily, as Nas gets another one to go.
Step back 3, rattles in.
He's got those long arms. The way is he's able to get his hand up there.
Edwards, chance for an Ant 1.
Last weekend, or earlier in the week, we were coming back from a game. We heard Cedric Maxwell and Sean Grandy doing a game, and Grandy was saying during the game, because they had a back-to-back that week too, as Waters hits Evan Fournier there.
Tatum with the flush to finish and 1. And he comes up with the basketball there. Behind the back. Oh! Anthony Edwards going coast to coast after the steal. To close it out. Boston got out of the gates quickly. They made 12 threes in the opening half.